hope that you are well, and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on thesaurus skills. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username, as well as our password, all right, so we are then going to select the subject of language arts. Grade 6. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of thesaurus skills. All right, so our chapter is thesaurus skills. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 6. And the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter of thesaurus skills is to use thesaurus entries. All right. So when it comes to thesaurus, or thesaurus skills or thesaurus entries, right? Then a thesaurus, it lists synonyms, which are words with the same meaning, or it is words with almost the same meaning. So it's words with the same meaning, or it's words with almost the same meaning. So basically, if a word is not familiar, then the synonyms within a thesaurus, then it can help you to understand it better. So it will basically help you to understand it better, because then if you don't know what the meaning is of the one word, then the synonyms within the thesaurus entry, right, will then basically give you an indication, or more like there will at least be one of the words. There will at least be one of the words, the synonyms that you will understand. All right. So if we look at a few thesaurus skills, right, or thesaurus entries, right, remember when it comes to thesaurus, right, a thesaurus entry will basically give you the word. It will give you the part of speech. It will specifically tell you if it is an adjective, if it's a verb, if it's a noun, adverb, and so on, right? It will also give you the definition, but it will just give you a brief definition. It's not going to give you like a long definition like you'll find in a dictionary. Then with the thesaurus entries, right, or skills, they will then give you synonyms. Literally, they will list all the synonyms of what that specific word means. The examples that we're going to be making, right, they're just going to be giving brief synonyms of that specific word. But if you have an actual thesaurus, right, then you'll see that there's more synonyms. So basically, with that synonyms that is given, right, so which means that if you are not familiar with what that specific word mean, so even after you've read the definition, and now you still don't know what that means, so now the synonyms will be there, right? Because there'll at least be one of those words that you'll understand, one of the synonyms that you'll understand. And then it will basically help you to understand that word better. All right. So if we look at this word's synonyms, right? So we have our word here, which is animated. Oh, before we go on to that, then we also have almost like they will tell you who might be described as that, or who might be described as doing something like that, depending on whatever the part of speech is. And then they will give you like another answer as to who you think might match that specific word. So if we look at this word, right? Here we have animated. Animated. So we have the word animated, right? And the part of speech of animated, it means that it is an adjective. It describes a noun. It tells us about the noun, right? It modifies the noun. So, adjective. So, the word animated is an adjective. The definition of that word means that it is active. So, that word animated means that it's active. Then we have our synonyms of the word animated, right? And the synonyms of the word animated is, for example, active. So, active, alert, busy, energetic, and lively. That's what the word animated means. It means, or let's say words that is the same meaning or almost the same meaning. It means that they are maybe active or alert or busy or energetic or lively. So now the question is, who might be described as animated? All right. If we look at this at another word, right? Oh, before we do that, it says who might be described as animated. And someone or something that might be described as animated is a woman who talks with her hands. So I don't know if you've seen somebody talking with their hands, but when they talk to the hands, they are constantly moving the hands, and so we can then say that those women are animated, or those people are animated. They are active, alert, busy, energetic, or lively. And it's usually people with great confidence that talks with their hand, or sometimes it can just be out of nervousness. All right, if we look at the second word, right? If we look at a second word, the word is muster, not master, muster, or mister. It's not mister, it's like muster. And the part of speech of that specific word is it's a verb. All right. So we said muster, the part of speech of muster, it is a verb. The definition of muster is to assemble. It's assemble, right? Now we get to the synonyms of that word muster, right? And the synonyms, which is either words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning. It is to collect, enlist, gather, or rally. All right. And now, if we were to ask ourselves, which might you master? Which might you master? And then we would say, we would master, or I would master a group of supporters. It's like you are going to assemble them, you're going to collect them, gather them, rally, because we are going to be protesting or rallying or talking or walking for whatever. So it's a group of supporters. That's a muster. Then we have the word attain. All right. Now we're going to the next one. We said attain, right? Attain. And the part of speech of attain means it's also a verb, it's a doing word. And the definition of attain is to reach as an end. So attain. We said when it comes to attain, the definition of attain is to reach as an end. So reach as an end. And the synonyms of attain is to accomplish, achieve, reach, or even to realize, right? And all those words are, or let's say the word attain is a verb. And now we can say, which might someone attain? Like a goal that they have been looking forward to. So we can say a goal from either a soccer game or something, or football game or something. So we can say a goal, right? All right. And when it comes to attain, the word attain, remember we said it is a verb to reach as an end, to accomplish, achieve, reach, and realize. And we attain a goal. And if we look at this, look at everything overly. All right. So we can then say, if somebody were to ask, which might someone attain? And we said it is a goal, right? And now if we move on to the next one, right? We already made mention of master. All right, one more. Okay, two more. And then we're going on to aplusstudents.ca. And then we're going to do a test. So critical, right? Critical is a adjective or it's an adjective. The definition is negative, and the synonyms of the word critical is against, opposing, or unfavorable. And if we were to say what might be described as critical, and then we can say a customer who likes complaints, right? Constantly negative complaints. And then last, we have a brawl, right? A brawl. And a brawl is a noun. And the definition of a brawl is an altercation. All right. So now, when it comes to a brawl, synonyms of a brawl is either to clash, it's a dispute, a melee, scuffle, or skirmish. Right? Those are words of, or let's say other words other than what the word brawl is. And what is a brawl? A brawl is a physical fight. All right, so now we are back to thesaurus skills and we use thesaurus entries. All right, now we're going to just go over again what thesaurus entries means, and then we're going to our test, right? Then we're going to our test. All right. So we have our word hoist. It's a verb. The definition is to pick up. Synonyms of the word hoist is to elevate, haul, heave, or raise. All right. So we said we have our word hoist. And something that would be most likely to hoist something up is when moving heavy furniture, right? It's to pick up something, to hoist something. Hoist something is to pick it up, raise it up, right? That is what hoist is. All right. If we look at the word hoard, is it hoard? The part of speech over here, it means that it is a verb, and the definition of that word is to accumulate. And the synonyms of that word is to amass, collect, reserve. So if you hoard something, what are you likely to do? All right, let's do the last one. It says endowment. All right. So we have the word endowment or endowment, and it is a noun. And the definition, right, of that word is money given to support something. And then the synonyms of the word endowment is it's an award, it's a donation, fund, or grant. All right. And which is an endowment? It is money given to a school, right? All right. Now we're going to our test. Okay, so we're going to use the entries, right? All right. So deduce is a word. The part of speech means that it is a verb. It is to reason. And words that are the same or almost the same as deduce is to conclude, infer, think, or understand. All right. So now, if we look at the word deduce, which is the result if you deduce something? Is it to write in winning an argument? All right. So when it comes to deduce, right, we can then say the which result deduces something, winning an argument or figuring something out. Remember, we said that the synonyms are infer, to think, or to understand. So, what do you think would be a synonym of the word deduce? All right. We say deduce is to figure something out. So, if we want to figure out something, then we deduce something. If we look at the word corrosive, corrosive, and the part of speech of the word corrosive is an adjective. It either describes the noun, tell us more about the noun, right? Or we can even say it modifies the noun. Then our definition of the word corrosive is destructive, causing damage by throwing a chemical process, by through a chemical process, sorry. And our synonyms of corrosive is abrasive, acidic, disintegrative, erosive, or wearing. All right, so what do corrosive substances do? Do they break it down or do they bend it? All right, so when it comes to corrosive, right, and what substances they do to metal, remember we said it is destructive, causing damage through a chemical process. All right, so we are by corrosive and we said it's an adjective, right? So do we now break it down, which is option one, or bend it, which is option two? Which one do you think it is? Breaking it down or bending it? Since it's a chemical process. All right. So when it comes to corrosive, right, it is actually, I think when it comes to metal, sorry, when it comes to metal, then you don't, it's very hard to say that it's breaking it down or bending it, right? But usually with the chemical process, right, then you see, so it's breaking it down because usually with chemicals, right, chemicals break things, right? So sorry, but it is breaking it down. All right, then we have discard. Discard. So discard is a verb. It is to get rid of something. Something they say is to throw it away, right? That is discarding. Throw it away, getting rid of it. And our definition of discard, like we said, is to get rid of something. And synonyms of discard is to dispose of it, to reject it, to get rid of it, throw out, or it is trash, right? So if you look at this word discard, which might someone discard? Would they discard an unneeded receipt, or do they discard a bad habit? What would they discard? A receipt, an unneeded receipt that they've used already, or a bad habit? What would they discard? All right. And if we choose the correct one to show something that you can discard, to get rid of, something that you don't need anymore, right? So getting disposed of something. And then we can say it's an unneeded receipt because you don't need the receipt anymore. I've been to the shop, I'm wearing the clothes, I've eaten up the goods or whatever. So an unneeded receipt is something that you can get rid of. So well done. All right, the last one. Duplicate, right? Duplicate. The part of speech of duplicate is a verb. The definition is to copy. Synonyms of duplicate is either to double something, to remake something, to reproduce something, right? So that's a duplicate. It's like to copy something. So now, which would duplicate something? Is it copying down a speech you are listening to, or making a photocopy of a document? Is it copying down a speech you're listening to, or making a photocopy of a document? To duplicate something. Something that you want to make double of. So is it copying down a speech you are listening to, or making a photocopy of a document? Remember, once you make a photocopy of a document, right? Once you make a photocopy of a document, right? Then it comes exactly the same as the first document, right? Once you are copying down, listen to this word, copying down a speech you're listening to, right? So if you're listening to a speech, remember, you're not going to write down something exactly the way somebody is saying it, right? So you are going to, for example, if I say something, you're going to say it you're going to write it down in your own words, but it will basically be what I've said. All right. So you're not going to write down something word by word that I am saying, right? So copying down a speech you are listening to is not the same as making a double of something, right? So we can say duplicate is to making a photocopy of a document, right? Because remember, copying down a speech, writing down something, if I were to say write down whatever I'm saying, you're not going to be able to write down exactly what I'm saying. You're just going to write down as you are hearing whatever that I'm saying, and you're going to write down important things that I'm saying. That is what they mean with copying down, right? All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on thesaurus skills, right? So with thesaurus skills, remember they mainly list synonyms, right? They give you the name of the word, the definition of the word, just a brief one, part of speech. They'll give you a whole list of synonyms. And whatever word, like if you don't understand the word that is given, the synonyms of that specific word will then basically be able to help you to understand what the word actually means. All right, so that is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade six, for joining the class, and I really hope that you're going to have a good evening further. Goodbye.